We aren't even a week into 2026, and there's already a severe setup making its way into the south this Thursday and Friday. Near record warmth and a surge of Gulf moisture is set to collide with a very powerful cold front later this week. When those ingredients come together, things can get messy. By late week, temperatures will be running 20 degrees above average, making it look and feel like spring all across the south. And like spring often does, this warmth and moisture could fuel strong storms. The Storm Prediction Center is already watching this closely. They've issued a marginal risk for Thursday, January 8th, and a 15% for Friday, January 9th. That's a big deal this far out, especially in January. While it's not completely unheard of, it's not something you see every year. If you're new here, I'm a born and raised Southerner. I'm an agreed meteorologist, and I also have multiple FEMA certifications. I'm all about context, understanding, and education. No fear, no hype. That's why we're chilling on the couch in our comfy clothes so we can break this down. Because weather shouldn't be intimidating. Let's dive in. Also, do you love the new addition? He's so cute. I need to get more, but he's precious. If you're short on time, you can skip to the end of the video for just a quick summary. Right now, the Storm Prediction Center has parts of the lower Mississippi Valley and the Mid-South under a marginal risk for Thursday. It's a 1 out of 5. The lighter green that you see surrounding it, it's non-severe thunderstorms. So Indiana, Ohio, it could get noisy Thursday, but it's not going to become severe. Overall, the good news is this is on the lower end. The severe weather outlook goes from marginal all the way up to high. Marginal usually means that storms could briefly turn strong, but it's just not going to be a widespread event. At this point, the main threats on the table are strong damaging winds by far, small hail, and very low end tornado risk. Again, this is not a big outbreak setup, at least not for Thursday, but it's still not something we can just ignore. As we check out this model, I will say surface-based CAPE really does peak right around Arkansas Thursday evening. That's what I would really watch and keep an eye on. So if Thursday is really on the lower end, why are we talking about it? Because the setup is impressive. A disturbance in the upper atmosphere is expected to move out of the plains and into the Mississippi Valley. That disturbance will help air rise, and rising air is what storms need. Winds higher up in the atmosphere will also be fairly strong, and that can help storms organize, if they're able to develop. Here's where things seem to struggle. Storm fuel looks somewhat limited. Fuel for storms is basically warm, humid air. And when that fuel is lacking, storms have a really hard time intensifying. And overall, the latest look for instability, so CAPE, is limited. But the thing is, timing really matters here. Thursday morning could bring some elevated storms, some heavy rain, and some really gusty winds. Later in the afternoon and evening, once things heat up a little bit, that's the window for storms to be able to strengthen. Overall, coverage looks spotty, and we're circling it back. That's why we got the marginal outlook. The other good news is, as we check out this model, Thursday looks cloudy. A really good way to provide CAPE or lift is through sunshine. Obviously, clouds, they're not going to do that. This map is backwards, by the way. Blue is actually clouds. It's kind of funny. Sunshine is one of the easiest ways that storms can get fuel if they're lacking, like what we're seeing Thursday. Thursday isn't the only day that deserves your attention. Friday brings another chance for severe weather. If you're in Memphis, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi, or Shreveport, Louisiana, or you know what, even Nashville, Tennessee, this is the system I would really watch. The day 4 outlook from our besties over at the SPC did highlight the Mid-South, and really just parts of the lower Mississippi Valley. Confidence is lower this far out. There's just so much time between now and then. It just means confidence on timing and threats is low. The closer we get, the clearer the picture. While Friday has more cloud cover, the numbers are still really impressive. Surface CAPE is higher, meaning there's a lot of lift, especially over Louisiana and parts of Mississippi. And this carries all the way up to West Tennessee and even Middle Tennessee. Truly, if you live along I-65 or you're off to the west of that, you have the best chance of severe weather. And again, that's on Friday. Also, what you traditionally see with these kind of setups, the strongest storms are going to be on the leading edge of the front. Because once the front actually gets here, it's going to be really heavy rain. I mean, we're talking 2 to 3 inches between Thursday to Saturday morning. And when that rain is coming down, it keeps everything from lifting. It keeps the air from moving up, which is what storms want to be strong. As I mentioned before, storms need room and they need space to be able to intensify. This is going to be a really goofy comparison, but hear me out. Have you ever seen the size difference with goldfish? Goldfish that kids have like at home in a bowl, I mean, they're teeny tiny. But then if you see goldfish in a pond, they're massive. They really adapt to the space that they're given. Storms are really similar. If you give them the energy and the space to be big, they're gonna be big. Hopefully that translates. That's fun. Okay, here's your big takeaways for the storm chances this week. It's 2 parts. For Thursday, this is a low-end severe risk setup. A few storms could be strong, but coverage looks limited and overall risk remains low. The primary concerns for areas like West Tennessee, Arkansas, southern Missouri, and Texas would be strong, potentially damaging winds. Tornado and hail risks are there, but they're very low. When you get these really windy setups, it's somewhat easy for quick spin-up tornadoes to just happen. Part 2, Friday. A cold front brings a better chance for rain and storms, and that's going to be for areas slightly further east, but there's a lot of overlap. Few storms can be on the stronger side, but just like with Thursday, it's just not leaning into a widespread severe event. We're not talking a huge scale tornado outbreak. The main focus is going to be timing and how quickly these storms can move through. I'm going to be really interested to see Friday morning if we get any breaks in clouds, because that's going to make all the difference. This week, it's really important to stay informed and not alarmed, because things can, and they do, change. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It's important to me that you feel confident with the forecast and with what's going on in the atmosphere. I mean, that's how you keep, obviously, yourself safe, your family safe, and you just feel better. Knowledge is power. Until next time, love you later, bye.